and I encourage everyone to please parallelly try from your side also. It will be very easy. It won't take much time, and we'll try together. Okay. So we are going to see installation. We are going to see what all plugins we need to have Anypoint CLI version 4. Then we'll try to see what all authentication method available, so that how we can configure our credentials. Okay. We'll see how it differs, in invoking mechanism or the command point of view, or it is, look and feel wise or technically different than version 3. I had a plan of having this use case, but somehow few commands are still not working. I was waiting for things will work out, keep on updating to version 4. Every day I'm updating it. Okay, every day packages are getting updated, but I see some issues still with version 4. Okay, then we'll be having trivia quiz, and we'll end our session. Okay. So let's everyone jump onto the Anypoint platform. You can go ahead and log into your Anypoint platform. Keep that open. Then first thing we need for any CLI, okay, you need Node.js. Okay. So you can go ahead to this link. I'll paste this link in the chat. Now I recommend everyone to please go ahead, and if you want, you can go ahead and download it. If you are using uh, Windows, if you're using Mac, you can go ahead and select that. The download won't get much time. Please go ahead and install Node 18. So I have installed on my system. If I show you. Okay, so I have downloaded it. You can see on my machine, right? Node 14, Node 18, even Node 18 latest 13 I have. So I have, once you install it, that's the first step you need. That is the prerequisite we need. Latest Node.js. Okay. Okay. Once that is done, open your command prompt. Open your command prompt as a administrator. Please keep this in mind. You open it in, run as an administrator. Okay. Then you can go ahead and install the, uh, you need npm. So whenever you installed Node.js, right, the package manager will be installed. And this Node package manager is used for installing either Anypoint CLI as well as Anypoint CLI version 4. Okay. So please go ahead and check whether npm is there on your machine. So just go ahead and check whether you have this. If it is there, definitely you'll be able to see usage and all the commands, possible commands. You go ahead and check that. Okay, that is the first step. Second step, if you're really installing it, Anypoint CLI, you go ahead. I'm expecting most of the people will have this npm install, and you can say Anypoint hyphen CLI. Just go ahead and install this. Okay. So I already have it. So I don't want to. And then install this one. Version 4. Simple. Go ahead and say hyphen version 4. Okay. These two things. So CLI version 4 will take time. Okay. So let me open the I try to open. Yeah. So I'll just give you CLI version 3 as well as so the first one is Node.js. And as I mentioned, right, so I forgot to give this minus G, use minus G for global installation. And even if you don't give at the rate latest, it will take the latest one. Okay. So first step, let me repeat this or copy this in our notepad. The first one, Control V is the second one. Okay. Once you install this tool, you can go ahead first. Now, once you're done with this, I'll say step number 3. Okay. So here we go. Node.js installation. Okay. Done. Then we are done with this. Okay. Now we talk about authentication. Okay. Because I'll tell you why we are talking about authentication. So when we are saying anypoint CLI, right? So this is a mechanism, or we can say command line tool, which would interact in your anypoint platform, or basically a control plane. Okay, and via control plane, it will either fetch the data or deploy the applications to your either to Exchange or to your run. So whenever you're talking about anypoint CLI, behind the scene, this guy uses anypoint platform APIs. Okay, platform APIs for each and every area. If you're talking about access management, for access management, we have something called account here in our anypoint CLI. If you're talking about API manager, we have API manager. If you're talking about runtime plane, we have CloudHub. For runtime manager, we have runtime. So we can go ahead and see we have multiple options, and for each options behind the scene, Anypoint CLI uses Anypoint platform APIs. And to access Anypoint platform APIs, we need authentication. Okay. Now from last October, authentication mechanism got changed. Okay. Now we have MFA. It is mandatory to have MFA enabled now, right? If a license product, right? So we'll be enabling MFA, multi-factor authentication. And to enable this, we have UI, we will enable that. The moment MFA is enabled on your account, we can't use this username and password. Okay, username, password. Earlier we used to. If you asked me before last October, right, I would have used username and password very simple. Okay, but now this we are going to change by connected app. So now we are going to use connected app. Okay, we are not going to use username and password. So now, where I can pass these connected app credentials? Yes, for any point CLI command line, you can pass it when you are saying connected app, right? Let's go here and hope everybody's installed it, both versions of Anypoint, right? So here, when you try to call this guy Anypoint CLI, this is for version 3, and this is for version 4. Okay, the syntax got changed, the command name itself got changed. Okay, we'll talk about it. What is the syntax difference? Now here you can really pass the username and password or client ID hyphen ID and client secret and all those things. But there is other way of passing it. Okay, so for any point CLI, definitely in the command line you can pass it. Okay, but there is a better way of using it. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you two things. Okay, so first one for CLI version 3. So if you go here in your directory, users, your username dot any point, you need to create this directory. It won't be there when you install any point CLI, right? It won't be there, guys. Okay. So create hidden folder dot any point. Go here and create a file without any extension. Okay, credentials. Create this file. Okay. The moment you create, it will be empty. You need to add some content to this file. Okay, so I'll keep this content also. You can go ahead and I keep this here. Anyway, I'm going to delete that command line, so it won't be useful for you guys. So what you can do, you can add your client ID here, your home connected app client ID. Okay, please go ahead there and to say I give these values. We'll create this connected app, but first you create this file. Okay, and this will be your secret, and this will be your auth basically, and your environment. Okay. Host, even if you give empty, right? By default, it uses anypoint.mulesoft.com. In case of any mechanism you try to connect, it automatically takes this. Unless you really need other control plane, even if you keep it empty, it will always takes anypoint.mulesoft.com. Other control plane, I'm talking about this one, EU1 dot. This is for your Europe control plane, right? Unless you want this, you don't need to specify host. Okay, so go ahead and I will keep this file in, I don't know, and I'll be able to control control C. The chat, not sure whether I'm able to paste it. Now you can take this from here, change your client ID. Let's go ahead now, create a client ID and client secret. Okay, so as I mentioned, go to any point platform, go to your access management, go to access management. In access management, go to connected app sections. Okay, under connected app sections, try to create new. So today's date is 28 Jan. Okay. Select the option where the app acts as on its own. Okay, it will use client ID separate. Go ahead and say add scope. Now I'm not going to go and select specific. You decide what all permissions you want. Okay, go ahead and select all your options. Basically, I will be selecting runtime manager. So you can go ahead and give all the permissions right now for your test case. Go ahead and say which business group you wanted to give. So I'm saying I will give to my both the business groups and both the environments. Okay. Once you give this, go ahead and say review and say add scope. That's it. Okay. So your connect app is ready. Now what you do? Save this.
भाई आखिरी के 2 मिनट बच रहे हैं और
Can you go on mute, please? Uh, yeah, please make sure that you are on mute. Okay. Okay. Then copy this and copy this. So copy this ID and paste it on this location. Here. That will be your connected ID, client ID. Sorry. Go back. Take the secret. Come back here. Control V. Your organizations, right? Which organizations you want to create? You can go ahead and you can use. If you go to business groups, right? You can use your business group whether you want to use this or use this. So if you go ahead and say this, copy this, come back here and paste it here. This will you know, right? It's a sandbox. Based on your uh, based on your requirement, you can go ahead and not necessarily that always it will be sandbox. Okay, if it's a day, you use day production, those things. Okay. Okay. Once this is done, what you can do, you can go ahead now and make sure this file is ready. Okay. Once this file is ready, you can open it. My file is ready. Just save it. Okay. And try first thing. Okay. So any point CLI. It will try. This is version 3. You can see here CLI version 3 18.1. I'm not sure yours, but you can clearly see here. So it will show you that it's using client ID, client secret. It's connecting to your specific business to specific environment. Just give me your check once you are done till here. Everyone, if you are facing any issues, let me know. We hear everyone is ready. Your Node.js is installed. Your Anypoint .anypoint folder is ready. Your connect tab is ready. Your credentials file is ready, and then you fire this command. You can fire this command from anywhere. Okay, and you see this. Okay. Okay. Now you can go ahead here and you can really tab. You just put tab and you will see all the commands. Okay. So if you want to see that what is there for uh, account, just type account and say tab. After that, if you say tab, whatever possible commands with the account, right? It's very easy. So you type ACC, give a tab. Okay, it will autocomplete, and you put a tab 2 times. It will give what are the possible options we have. Okay, so I'll just say give me environment list. Okay, I will say give me environment list. It will give me environment list. See here, design and sandbox I have. Okay, now let's try something which is specific to runtime manager. I will say runtime manager, and again I wanted to see what all things are there. Okay, so now on our runtime manager, if you see the control plane, if I go to my runtime manager here, now I have CloudHub 2.0 and I have CloudHub 1.0. Now, if I want to list the applications which are deployed on CloudHub 1.0, and if I want to deploy, list down the applications which are deployed under CloudHub 2.0, okay? So there are different commands now for this. Let's see. So if I say only applications list, it will give you the list of applications which are deployed under CloudHub 2.0. Now, under CloudHub 2.0, these are the target. Okay, so this application is actually deployed in shared location, shared space, and this application is deployed in private space. So you can see the difference. Okay, this target will be useful later when you want to deploy your application under CloudHub 2.0. So this app ID and things will be useful. So this command is very useful when you say runtime manager application list. It will give you this information because there is no way to get this value. Target ID, you don't have any other options in UI to get this value because I'll tell you. Okay. So if you go here, this application is deployed in this target, under this target. Okay. And nowhere you can find this ID. Here only target name is coming. Okay. Which is private space. If you go back, these applications are deployed in shared space. So here it will give the target name. See here, CloudHub -US East 2. That is what we are able to see here. Everything is cloud. So if I want to deploy application under shared space under US East 2, which is Ohio, then I need to use this value, target value, in my command. I'll show you that command how to deploy that. Okay. Okay. And now if you want to say the applications deployed under CloudHub 1.0, then there's a command called CloudHub. Okay. CloudHub applications list. This guy will give you the list of applications which are deployed under CloudHub 1.0. So the output is different here, the output is different here, the command is different. Okay, this is Anypoint CLI guys. Okay. And we'll see more commands, but let's move on to the version 4. Any questions so far? Are you able to achieve what we have seen so far? Any questions, guys? Any questions so far?
No, Shish.
Okay. 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 Now let's say exit from here. So let me recap. We have installed Node.js. We have authentication mechanism where we are using the connected app and the syntax to have this file. Instead of username and password, we are using now client ID, client. Okay, so this is ready. Control S. Okay. Now go here. So now let's say you have installed the npm endpoint CLI version 4 install. Okay, and minus. Okay, once you install this right, it will take some time and it will get installed. Now, if you look at the version 3, okay, so I'll go back again notes. When you install this, okay, this will install everything. Okay, I don't need to go ahead and install something else. That's it. Okay, but here only installing CLI version is not enough. We need to install plugins now. What are plugins we need? So let's go ahead now to our documentation. So we have documentation here. So now 3 is done. We'll go ahead and change to a 4.0. Now if you go to install 4. So first go ahead and check the version. Okay. So I'll just copy this command and I'll go here whether that is installed or not. So once you install it, as I mentioned, it takes time. Go ahead and check. So it will show you the Node version also and CLI version also. See Node version I'm using right now 18.30.0 and this is my you can see it. Okay. Now, let's go back. Now we need to install this plugins. Okay. So we have list of plugins. So for example, for each section which I mentioned here in the notes, for access management there is a account plugin. For API manager, for runtime manager, for design center, exchange. For everybody, they have specific plugin. Okay, so first once you run this command, you cannot install any plugins, right? It will show you that list. So come on. Sorry. As I already installed, okay. Since I have installed, I'm able to see these plugins. Okay. Now you'll be installing one by one. You cannot install in one shot. So you'll be saying that okay, that I will show you. Actually, I have created the batch file. Okay. So if I run this batch file, what it does, it installed your Anypoint CLI. So first command we already ran this, right? Second, we'll go ahead and install one by one. To avoid that, I have created batch file, but I wanted to show you first command. Let's see. Your CLI version is installed. Now you're installing plugins. Okay, so it will go ahead and one by one it will install. Instead of doing this, what I have done, I have created a tab file. You can just run this and it will do your job. Okay, so let me show you what I have there. So first command is install it. Then second command install your plugin, account plugin, then ETL manager plugin, then CloudHub plugin. One by one it will install. Once the runtime manager plugin is done, I am setting platform credentials. How? There is a command called Anypoint CLI version conf client ID and pass the client ID. Then client secret, pass the client secret. Then organization, pass the organization. Now, once you execute this command, okay, it will create one file inside your system, and that's what I wanted to show you. Because if that file is already there with some other credentials, let's say you ran this commands with different values before running these commands, then definitely those older values will be there. And this is true for even catalog CLI also. Not only CLI version, it's true for catalog CLI also. Okay, what is that problem? I will just now I'll show you. Okay, so my script will be running. See here, installing account plugin now. Once this is done, I'll show you. So once we upload this recording on YouTube, right, I'll share this that file also. It's very useful. Okay, so you can see installing Cloud plugin. Design center now. Okay, we wait for this. Now start it. Runtime manager. Now setting platform credentials. Okay. Now let me show you where this guy will create a config.json file. Okay, so you can search it or you will find that file under this directory. Okay, app data roaming. You can go here under this directory. Everybody, please look at. Data. No folder, only. Are you guys getting that folder? Just search for this file. Okay. Another laptop it got created under this directory. Just go ahead and search for config.json under your C directory. Search for this. Why I'm showing this? Because this is very important. If you have ran your Anypoint CLI earlier with older credentials, those credentials will be there. You need to delete that file, run these commands. Okay, run these commands once you want to update your new connected app credentials. Then only that file will be recreated again with this new credentials. Otherwise, even if you set this right and you won't get any error, okay, and you try to run the commands, it will try to run the commands on older credentials. It won't run on these credentials. I was facing this issue. That's the reason intentionally I wanted to show that. So let's see where this file got created. Config.json. Anybody got the location of that file? Because on my other laptop it got created in this directory. That's it.
Eh, library folder.
Library folder? Where it is exactly?
Yeah. Node.js and models and npm. If you go to your user, where that Node.js it is. Yeah,
Users, okay.
user.
Users.
Where you have that Node.js folder, like you installed, right?
Okay. That will be there in the program files.
Yeah.
Here, right? That will be there in the program files.
Node.js,
Node.js.
yeah. Models, the
Let's
first
see.
one. npm, yeah.
Hmm.
Library,
Here you are seeing it.
yeah. I can see it here only.
No, probably it's not coming. Let's see. Do you see those credentials over there? Did you try? Maybe that config.json is different. Let's see where it is. We can see it.
Yes, it is okay. JS.
Anybody else? Config.json. That's the file name. For any point catalog CLI also, right? The same situation. And under that directory, you need to go delete that file and then set new credentials and then run your command. Okay, it's taking a lot of time. Okay, please do that. Okay. Now let's come back here. Okay. So now you can see that it's executed successfully, and I'm able to see uh, actually at the end. If you see the bad file, I've set the platform credentials, and these are the commands I'm running. Okay. So when you want to set the credentials, this is the one way of setting it. Pass this. This will create a configuration file. Okay, that's what we are looking for. Configuration file. This is one way of doing it. Second, if this configuration file is created already, then the second option is not going to work. The second option is in the command itself, we can pass the credentials. So if that config.json file is not there, you can directly pass on this credentials. This is second way. Third way, you can create environment variables, which is any point underscore client underscore ID, pass the value. Okay. Same thing, all three variables you can create. This is third way of setting your credentials. If the first one is executed, this is also not going to work. This is also not going to work because even if you're passing this client ID here, again I'm repeating, this client ID values own gate priority. The priority will be given to that file, and in that file, in order, right? The older credentials will be there first, then your newer credentials will be added. So older credentials will take the precedence, and you'll be facing a lot of authentication problems. Okay. This is three, and then finally I ran this command. This is the command I ran from my back file, and I got the environment details. Same details you'll be able to see here. See here. Okay. Now, if you see, there won't be any prompt for CLI. Directly, you can run commands like this. So now, uh, you know, The command will be executed, the command control will be released, and it will come back. But in case of Anypoint CLI 3, it will be inside your Anypoint CLI environment. Okay, this is not like that. Okay, so few commands I will try to run. Okay, so first thing what I saw is, so now let's run the command specific to. So if you remember, for Anypoint CLI, what we have run, let me go to Anypoint CLI. Okay. You don't need to mug up anything. So for runtime, you can say tab. Now, when you're running these commands, right? So let's say application list. This guy will give you list of applications deployed under CloudHub 2.0. And if you prefix that application with CloudHub, it will give you CloudHub 1.0 list. Okay. Okay. So sometimes this, because it's calling your Anypoint platform API, sometimes those will get timed up. Okay. So now you can see this one. Now, if you look at this command, let me copy this command. Very simple to convert this command for Anypoint CLI version. You can go ahead, Anypoint hyphen CLI hyphen version 4, copy that command, and just remove space with colon, colon, and run this. Okay, so this will be a CLI version 4 command, but so you can see here. Okay, so if you see, I intentionally did this. If you see, when I ran Anypoint CLI version 3, I could see the applications which are running. Okay, and when I ran this one, it's actually giving some applications which are applied, but these are not visible in my Anypoint platform at all. I'll try to build as use case what I have done. So here on this UI, right, nothing is visible specific to the output which you have seen in one way SSL demo. So what I did, I have tried to deploy new app from Exchange to CloudHub 2.0 shared space using Anypoint. I have tried this, okay? This command I have tried it, and that time I saw that the applications is deployed to the CloudHub 2.0, but it was not visible in Exchange. So that is one observation I have seen when I ran the command by using Anypoint CLI version 4. So let's repeat the same step again. So if you want to deploy something to CloudHub 2.0, you need to actually do it in 2 steps, right? Publish your asset, Exchange, and second thing, then you can deploy CH 2.0. In 2 steps you need to do. Okay. Even if you are doing via pipeline, even if you are doing via Maven, you need to follow these 2 steps. Okay. So first, because behind the scene, this guy uses a runtime fabric, right? So runtime fabric uses same concept. Publish it to the exchange and then deploy it to CloudHub 2.0. Now I've tried publishing this to Exchange multiple times. Both of the guy, Anypoint CLI version 3 and Anypoint CLI version 4, both are not working for me. Okay, so let me show you how it, what is the syntax. Okay, so let's go first with version 3, list of commands. The commands are very simple, okay? So if you see the Exchange asset, it says that you can use either upload or upload to 2.0. So I selected upload 2.0. The command is very simple: exchange space asset space upload v2, and then you can pass name, you can pass description, properties. I said I want to pass file. What kind of file? I said I want to pass files dot classifier dot packaging, which is my classifier for my Mule application is Mule hyphen application, and packaging is jar. And where is that file? That location also passed. Okay, and then I said deploy this as a type as an app. Okay, so if you want to publish Mule application to the exchange, you need to go ahead here and search for type is equal to app, and you'll see that those Mules apps are published over there under exchange in this category. Okay, directly you won't be able to see. With this URL, you'll be able to see whatever assets are published for RTF. All those will be visible here. And RTF will be used by RTF self-managed Kubernetes, RTF appliance plus CloudHub also. All applications will be visible here. Okay. Now I tried publishing those applications over here, but I didn't get any success. So let me show you. So first I have tried with CLI version 4. Okay. And this question I have raised. This is the command you will be able to see if you go to the first step we are trying, okay, publishing it to the exchange. So if you go here, list of commands, and if you go to exchange asset here, and you say upload here. We don't have upload v2, okay? We upload, and if you look at the syntax to send the file, it says that files equal to single quote curly bracket, whatever file type you want to send, and path of that file. The same thing, if you copy this command from here, Control C, we have one example. Given that if you copy here, Anypoint CLI version 4, exchange asset upload, and then files, single quote. This is for multiple files if you want to send, and then files. If you want only single file, you can go ahead and use this. And at the end, you need to tell what kind of asset you are publishing. So type equal to single quote app. Okay. Now, if you look at my okay, so let's copy this now. So this is my organization ID. So every asset in Exchange will be identified by this part: organization ID, your artifact ID, and your version. So this is the unique identity I'm giving to my asset. What kind of asset I'm trying to upload? I'm trying to upload Mule application, which is classifier. It is packaged as a jar file because of Mule 4. Where is my jar file? So I'm running the command from current directory itself. So I'll give this, and what type of asset is it? Is app. So let's go ahead and try to run this. See, I'll go to my command line. And first we'll try with this app. Okay. Let's put this one. Control C. Okay. Let's try this. See, is it is not CLI version 4 command. Okay, so if I try with v2, if I try with v2, this is the error I'm getting. If I try with only upload, it will say error on this line. It says that a single code is a problem. Okay, then I've tried with, this is what the syntax they have given. So if I tried with escape character also, same error. Okay, so what I thought, let's not use this CLI, CLI version 4. Let me use CLI version 3 to upload it. Okay, so now to go back to CLI 3 and I say what command you have. So if you go here to change, upload v2. So here same concept. Now instead of that JSON, right? This guy says, okay, you can use this way. So files dot new application dot jar. Now there in version 4 we have JSON, but here they have used this. So they're saying what you want to publish, go ahead and give the path. Okay, if you want to publish multiple files, give those multiple files the same hyphen files and then give the path and then your asset unique identifier. So if you go here now under my this one, this is my right. So this is my Anypoint CLI 3 command. Control C, come back here, connect to Anypoint CLI, Anypoint CLI. It's connecting to CLI version 3. Okay, here's that command. So see here, exchange of asset, upload v2. Instead of colon, now we have space, file and passing, mule application.jar, where it is in current directory. Okay, let's cross check whether we have that file or not. See under the same directory we have endpoint -CLI version 4 demo jar file. That is what we are passing here, and then unique identifier for your asset, and then what type of asset you are uploading. And under this guy, it says that it shows the metadata also, right? So your organization is this, group ID is this, your asset ID is this, version is this. Now it started uploading, but in this scenario also I didn't get success. Okay, I'm not sure why, but it never upload anything to a exchange. So now then I followed third approach. Okay, so via Maven I have uploaded some assets which are deployed in my CloudHub. So I thought let me deploy, okay, this guy from exchange directly using this command. So let me show you. Okay, so I have some document. So first thing we have tried uploading this, we didn't get success. Okay, so upload, we have tried it. So it is, look at the command, it is simple. Okay, Anypoint CLI version 4 exchange asset upload. This is upload. We have tried it. We have given the unique identifier for asset. We have passed this. We have passed the jar file. This info out. Then we have deploy command, right? Now this deploy command we need to copy. And one challenge here is, okay, app name we can easily give whatever app name you want to give, but the target of your uh, the target UID of your target. Target means basically where are you deploying, right? Just now I showed, right? If you see, this application is deployed under this target, MMA space, which is shared space. So if you want to see the target name of this, we ran the command under Anypoint CLI somewhere here, right? See here, we got this target. Okay. Now that target we can use while deploying. So if you look at my command now, Anypoint CLI version, runtime manager, I want to deploy application in under CloudHub 2.0. That's when I'm using application only. Deploy. I'm giving name one way SSL. Let's go ahead and give some other name now. 20-03 2020. This is the name I want as a deployment name. Okay. Then this is the target. Right? That's what I got it from my previous command. Under which Mule runtime version you want to run, and what is the artifact ID, asset version, which is 1.0.1, group ID, your business group ID. Right? If you want to see these values, very simple. Go to Exchange and just put a line here. You will be able to see those contents. Okay, see here your group ID, your artifact ID, and your version here 1.0.1. So since this is already published here, I can use this for my deployment. Right? That is the second part in my document. If you look at my document, so once you upload it, you can go ahead and use this command to deploy your application. So I choose this command. Okay. So if you look at, I configure that properly here. So this one, and I ran this command. It shows me that it's deployed successfully. If you go here, see it's timeout. So this exchange upload didn't work out. Now we'll say exit because I will need to say that version 3 now. I said, okay, give me something which is already deployed or already published in the exchange. Now let me try that. So try deploying this. These are all my observations, guys. Okay. Time error. One more time. See, same command I'm running, different errors we are getting. So behind the scenes, they are anyway using platform APIs, sometimes timeout, sometimes it's not a function. Okay, let's see the syntax. Same command, and I try definition code, list of commands, cloud of 2.0, and cloud of 2.0 deploy. Okay, now to see the deploy command. Runtime application deploy, app ID, deployment target ID, runtime window, artifact ID. Right? App ID we have given, target ID we have given, runtime version we have given, artifact ID also we have given. So let me copy this. Done. This is the name we want. This is the ID of our deployment. Deployment target, runtime version, and this is artifact ID. Everything is there. Now see, same command. It's saying that it's getting deployed. Okay. Okay, it clearly says one replica, record size is this, update strategy is rolling, updated few seconds ago, it's in undeployed status. But once you go to your runtime manager here, okay, you're not going to see that. It's not coming here. Okay. So I'm still exploring that why, what is going wrong behind. But if you run this command now, okay, so I'll just show you application. Instead of deploy, let's say list. It will show you those applications which are applied. Okay, so see, earlier we got only one, now this guy is shown here. Okay, where it is going, because I won't see this in the exchange also. Let me see here. So this is already there, and if I go to my runtime manager, if I refresh it, because applications which are in undeployed status are running, only those will be visible here. I see some new status which is applying and applying. That is, I don't see any application. Okay. Second, one more thing is, um, if you want to see the, that means I am not able to see the applications which are actually running. If you frankly see, if you go here, and if you want to see that, hey, CLI version, give me applications list which are deployed under CloudHub 2.0. So which command you'll use? This command only, right? List, it says that list all the applications in an organization, right? So if you go here, um, I am under Coimbatore organization only. I am not inside. Is it going inside training? Sandbox. No. Okay. So here also is not there. Under this business group also is not there. And we are clearly asking, give us the Product 2.0 deployed. So all these things should come because Anypoint CLI gives all this list. CLI version is not given. Okay, that is one observation. Now here, one more thing I want to list. So now I got CloudHub. That means CloudHub 1.0 applications. Okay, so to list that, the command is this. Okay, so just need to prefix W like okay, so it won't show anything. Not sure what's behind the scene is happening. Okay, so still it's not stable, so you can go ahead and use version 3 unless this guy becomes stable and all things works as expected as per documentation. So if you go here now, same command if you run, right? Same command. So first we do that, colon, use please. It will give proper list. So these are the lot of 1.0 applications. If you go and remove this, these are lot of 2.0 applications. Okay. So there are some gaps. Okay, that's what I want to show. And I hope you have tried also from your side. And that's all. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we are ready for trivia. Over to you, Rakesh.
Okay. Thanks sharing that commands, right? Ashish?
So I have shared one link for the Anypoint CLI commands for uh, 3 version. So I have tried and
Mhm.
I have written one article and that got published.
Okay, awesome. So please follow this. Okay, almost the same thing we have tried here. If you remember, instead of username, go ahead and use client ID, client secret, because now MFA is enabled, right? You can change, you can describe. If you're in wrong business group, you can go ahead and use command so that you can switch your business groups. And yeah, go ahead and explore. Okay, that will give you better picture. And for anyway, for for Anypoint CLI version, already commands are there. Please go ahead and try it and please share. Okay, so I have seen a lot of issues. Not sure. I can't claim anything. Okay, so for maybe my setup is not proper or something. That's the reason I ask everyone to try. Okay, so we can't say anything. Okay, but if you want, if you're recommending to your client, then please make sure that you have foolproof plan, complete research, and then only you can recommend it. Okay, that's the intention. Thank you. Over
Thanks.
to you, Bharti.
Thanks, Ashish. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will stop the recording.
yeah.